to marry Natalie, even though if he does not marry her basically as soon as possible, Natalie will freaking be thrown in a freaking detention center. Oh my god, you guys, if you can't tell, I am legitimately mad. 90 Day Fiance was on not so long ago, and in the episode, we got to see so much different stuff going on. I don't even know where to start. Let's just say this really quick. Mike and Natalie, they broke up. Mike dumped Natalie on her wedding day. Natalie and the neighbor, Tamara, went to a hotel in Seattle because Natalie was going to fly out to France to eventually make her way back to Ukraine. However, because, and I want to say this in quotes, because the hotel wouldn't take Mike's freaking credit card, Natalie had to go back to Mike's house and stay the night there until the next day she was planning on going back to, I guess, the airport or something. However, it was the weirdest freaking thing because once she got back to Mike's place, they kind of, I guess, just talked out their differences, and it was almost like when she came back, like Mike was calling her freaking baby at one point. So I was like, are they like dating again? It was the weirdest freaking thing, but they were like talking about, you know, how Mike got cold feet and he was nervous, but it was almost like he wanted to kind of make it work still, and Natalie was like, you know, okay, I accept your apology, I'm sorry. Mike apologized, and next thing you know, they were like freaking talking about getting married again. However, Mike still would not marry her. Okay, someone needs to go and talk to this guy. This guy is a legitimate just freaking jerk at this point, because now at this point, she went to the airport, she came back. Now she literally has one day. She is on day 89. The next day is the 90th day, and if she does not get married that next day, she is an illegal immigrant, and she could basically be thrown in a detention center, and God knows what else could happen. It is not good news. But Mike wanted just to make sure, because all the pandemic stuff going on, so he ends up FaceTiming his immigration lawyer with Natalie, and he's like, okay, you know, well, what if we didn't get married immediately on the 90th day? What if we get married a couple days after? Or what if she wants to go home? And then the lawyer's like, listen, she either has to leave tomorrow or marry you tomorrow. And Mike's like, okay. And then Natalie's like, so you gonna marry me or not? And Mike was like, well, let me kind of think about it. And it's like, dude, why won't you marry her? He should not have even had a conversation. If he did not want to marry her when she came back to get the credit card thing, which I think that was completely fake, but if he did not want to have a real conversation with her, he should have just said, here's a thought, Natalie, stay at Tamara's house. And here is another thought, Natalie, if he really didn't want to have any bit of communication with her, he could just say, okay, you can stay in this room, I'll stay over here, and he would not have talked to her, he would not have communicated, nothing would have happened. But this freaking guy, he keeps like teasing her and just kind of, you know, bringing her around all this crap. It's like, dude, either marry her or move on and just forget about it and stop kind of bringing her along like you freaking got a carrot and a rabbit type situation. He will not stop. So that was what went down, and she needs to get married. She was basically at this point, after she, you know, forgave him, she was basically literally begging him to marry her, and he was still on the fence like, well, I might do it, I might not, I'm kind of nervous. And it's like, at this point, dude, this is just freaking ridiculous. Now, we can say in present day, it looks like he is going to end up marrying her the next day, because like I said, that's the last day. If he does not marry her, it's just the rudest thing in the whole world. But it does appear that they do end up getting married according to legal documents, so we can confirm that, I believe. But now, I'm pretty confident that they have gone their separate ways. They are not still together. Basically, everyone, Uncle Bo and a bunch of other people, and Tamara came out and said that they are not still together and that they have, like, split up. Just an awful couple. I'm not a fan of Natalie at all. I really think she's kind of rude, but I will say one thing and one thing only. Mike is a freaking jerk. That's all he is. He should have left. He should have told her to go a long time ago, and all this kind of teasing and all this kind of stuff, freaking jerk. I don't like him at all, and I think he is just, he really, that guy makes me mad. So anyway, 90 Day Fiance, comment below what y'all think, but Mike, man, I'm telling you, he is not nice. And surprisingly, we got to see some other pretty good drama. Now, we got to see basically this wedding. Brandon and Julia. Okay, out of the blue, they were talking about the possibility of doing a real wedding, but it wasn't anything set in stone, I didn't think. But all of a sudden, this episode, boom, they got married. And it was like completely out of the blue. I didn't see it coming, but yeah, they actually did get married. And you know what? Honestly, you guys, it was a cute wedding. Call me a stupid, hopeless romantic, because let's be honest, that's kind of the truth. That's kind of the reason why I love these shows. And you know what? It was freaking cute. Now, the wedding was, there was no one there, obviously, because it was in the middle of the pandemic. I'm shocked it was even at a church, but they had it in the church. They basically just had an officiant, Brandon's two crazy parents, Brandon's grandpa, which was easily a real cute, sweet guy, but it's like, should he really be out and about right now? But anyway, he was there, and that maybe one other person was real small. But then the only thing I want to say is Brandon read his vows in Russian or whatever, and then she, read it in English, and it was kind of cute, kind of sweet. Julia's parents FaceTimed in. The mom was crying. It was actually a sweet wedding. I wish these two well. I'm shocked no one found the legal documents earlier earlier, but it was a sweet, happy wedding. They were happy. Julia was freaking crying. She was so happy. And I always kind of thought, you know what? I never really knew if she really did truly love him, because their relationship seemed just so odd and so kind of just like, you know, Brandon thought she was attractive and you know, she just wanted to come to America. Not really, but kind of did, because they met in such a weird way. But after seeing that wedding, I go, you know what? I think she actually does love him, and I wish them well. That's all I'm going to say. I wish those two well. I do think Brandon is kind of annoying, but hey, at the end of the day, I wish them well. So Brandon and Julia, they got married. Now, what is going on at present day? I mean, if you look at their Instagram, it looks like they're still married. I'm pretty freaking confident. I would be shocked if they are not still together based on their social media. So they're married. Then we go over to Rebecca and Zied. Same thing, exact freaking thing. They got married in the middle of a pandemic. They got married in Georgia outside. Basically, no one was there besides Tiffany. And while we are speaking of Tiffany, you know, Rebecca's daughter and her husband, I might be getting Tiffany to come on my YouTube channel, possibly YouTube and Facebook channel. So if you have a question, sorry to get off topic, but if you have a question for Tiffany that you want me to ask her, maybe about Rebecca or, you know, obviously her mom, and I'm freaking curious about the previous marriages. I don't want to dig too deep and offend anyone, but I am kind of curious, what was the deal with the previous marriages? Because Rebecca has talked about them, but she has not really, you know, talked fully about them. And Tiffany even said, she goes, I was at the 3 other weddings. This is my mom's 4th. No, or wait, no. Yeah, no, that was, wait, what? Yeah, that is right. Sorry, what am I, okay. I think Rebecca's been married 4 times. She's been married about 100 times. I think she's been married 4. And I think, yeah, Tiffany said, this is my 3rd wedding I've been to of my mother. So the first one was her dad, and obviously she was not born yet. But the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, Rebecca's daughter, Tiffany, she's been to all of them. So I do want to have her on the channel. I think it'd be kind of interesting. And if you all have a question you want me to ask her, please put it in the comments or shoot me a message on Instagram or Facebook. But now let's go back to the wedding. So Rebecca and Zied, they had the wedding. Zied, he seemed nervous. He seems happy. I wish I could freaking speak his language, because I just can't read him. He obviously can't speak English great, and I can't ever figure out what is going through his head. He seems happy, I guess. He's kind of just a giggly, happy-go-lucky guy. That's the I can't figure out. Is he really that happy-go-lucky of a guy, or is he putting on a show? I really can't figure it out. I don't know. He seemed happy. Rebecca seemed happy, I guess. You know what? I honestly, at this point, like I said, she's been married. This is her 4th wedding, and at this point, I'm freaking just throwing out my good juju and good vibes. And hey, this one sticks, because I mean, if you're gonna be married 4 times, 4 divorces, I hope to God. I mean, and it looks like in present day that Rebecca and Zied are still together. Even Tiffany, like I just said, who I want to have on this channel, she literally posted a picture with Zied and said, "Hey, stepdad," joking, obviously, even though it is kind of true. But she said, "Hey, stepdad," and so like that, she posted that right after that episode aired, meaning they're still together. And if you go on Rebecca's, you know, Instagram, she's constantly posting pictures with Zied, which that kind of tells me how. Okay, what is the deal with this? Is this NDA thing like not a real thing? What is the deal with this NDA? Because I thought you signed an NDA saying we will not tell anyone what happens on our season, and it's like, okay, you posting a picture with Zied basically told us from the start, we all know you're still together. So yeah, I'm pretty confident they're still together. Now, I have no idea where this relationship has gone, to be kind of frank. I feel like it's going to be kind of boring, because I don't know, I'm close to Ziad's age, and I don't know if I want to be, you know, married to like a 50-year-old anytime soon, so I don't know, they're not going to be having kids. It's probably pretty just a laid back hangout. I don't know if he's working. I don't know what is going on. It looks like he has made some guy friends though, which is probably good, and that's all I really know. But yes, they got married, and it appears that they are still together. And while we're on the topic of weddings, we might as well talk about Tariq and Hazel, because guess what? They, it's like everyone else, they got married, and they, you know what? I will probably say, besides Brandon and Julia, I think they're probably one of the more real-ish couples that are truly, that have really good, strong, and Rebecca and Zied might too, but they seem to really have strong feelings. They've had this long connection for years and years and years, and they got married. It was a happy wedding. Now here's kind of an odd thing. Hazel came out to her family, which was fantastic. That was great. The odd thing for me was just the timing. She told them 2 days before the wedding, which, I mean, if that's when she wanted to say it, that's fantastic. I could not, like, to me, honestly, I feel like 90 Day Fiance just said, "Hey, Hazel, we need you to have more drama, so now you should call out to your parents." I was just like, wait, why? Why now? Because then what ended up happening, though, Hazel was like, "I'm so nervous that my family won't, you know, come to the wedding via Zoom, because I just came out to them and they were not very happy about it." But it's like, so I was just kind of like, well, why wouldn't you should just wait. But she did. She came out to them. She was nervous. And then what ended up happening was the parents showed up via Zoom. And they were happy. They were crying. They were happy to see the wedding. The wedding was very beautiful. It was sweet. You know what? I like Tariq. I think he's kind of a character. I like his daughter. I think he is good with the daughter. At least it appears on camera he's good with the daughter. I think Hazel is a very, 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 very good person. I think she has a good heart. I think their relationship is odd, and I think, honestly, Hazel's only interested in women, if I'm going to be completely honest. I don't think she's even really attracted to Tariq, but I think she likes him enough to have that connection, friendship kind of a thing, and they'll probably stay married forever. But what they do behind closed doors, I could not tell you. So I don't know where their relationship stands. Supposedly, they are still together. They're better than ever, and supposedly, they have a third person in their relationship. Now, someone reached out to me, and I should probably freaking actually have her on the channel, but she reached out to me and said that they were trying to get her in their relationship. Now, I don't know how true that is. I don't know the whole details, but that's what I've kind of heard. But it sounds like now, in present day, Tariq and Hazel actually have a third person in their relationship. That is a lady. So, I don't know. The wedding was cute. It was sweet. It was fun. I think they do love each other. I wish them the best. And we also got to see Tariq's brother. Now, not Dean. Dean was not there. We do not like Dean yet, if we are Tariq. But Tariq's other brother, Dwayne, who, ironically enough, he actually lost a complete contact with years and years and years ago, similar to Dean. But now they've kind of rehashed it. They've made, make amends, I guess. And now they're friends, and the guy showed up. So it was kind of sweet. And then Tariq's mom, she also FaceTime Zoomed or whatever in. And kind of last but not least, we got to see Yara and Jovi. And here's the scoop. They're in Vegas. They're going to get married. And here's my real quick take on these two. We got to see a lot of them fighting. We got to see a lot of bicker back and forth. Honestly, at this point, this is my little comment on these two. I feel like at the core, they do love each other. And I think that they honestly have a lot better chemistry and synergy than what was caught on camera. And I kind of feel like Yara is easily annoyed. You can annoy her very easily. And I think for sure what honestly probably went down was the producers probably kept pestering at these two on camera. And finally, Yara probably did start to kind of get mad. And she was probably taking it out on Jovi half the time. Now, I don't think Jovi is a great, boyfriend, husband, fiance, or anything by any means, but I just think that they really caught and only showed a lot of their fighting on camera, because we got to see this little thing, and she seemed happy. She was joking around with Jovi and his friends, and it was like a whole nother side we've never seen of Yara, and that's what kind of tells me, I really just think off camera, I have literally no idea, but I think off camera, she's probably a lot nicer and sweet, and she probably does kind of joke around, and she probably actually kind of has a real relationship with Jovi. I could be wrong, but that's how it kind of appeared. So they were together, they were joking around, they kind of made up about the little fight that they had, they were having a good time. He was suit shopping, he had no idea what was going on. The only thing I will also say, which this was for sure just producer editing stuff, was the guy walked around with a drink in his hand the entire time we saw him, which that also tells me, I bet y'all for sure, the producers probably said, hey Jovi, you want a drink? And then when he grabbed a drink, he said sure. And then when he grabbed a drink, they probably put a camera on him immediately. And it just kind of seems like it's kind of a forced thing. I could be wrong. Maybe either the guy has a freaking legitimate drinking problem, or the producer just asked the guy to drink every 2 seconds. So one of those two things happened, but he was happy enough, I guess. Yara, she seemed pretty happy. Joey's sweet mom, who I honestly think is so sweet because she seems to love Yara so much. I do kind of like her. She was there. The dad was there. I kind of like these two. I don't know why. They're a freaking mess, but I do like these two. They're going to get married. Now, we're not going to actually see the actual wedding, but I'm sure probably won't be anything too special, nothing too crazy. And it looks like they're going to get married. And then it also looks like we are going to see Yara have her baby girl. Now, I don't know if this is shocking or not to y'all, but we did get to find out they were in Miami like a month ago or so they're probably still together. I would be shocked if they are not. I heard a rumor that she was going to take the baby and go back to Ukraine, and maybe she did threaten that, but it looks like no, that probably never happened. She's still here, and maybe eventually she will go take her baby and do that, but like I said, I don't think, and she probably wants to see her family and do that, but I don't think she's going there to move anytime soon. So Yara, Jovi, they do get married, they had the baby, and apparently they're still living in Louisiana. I don't know how everything's going with Jovi's work and whatnot with travel and the pandemic, but apparently the guy's still working, living life. Who really freaking freaking knows. And if you are wondering, well, what ended up going down with Andrew and Amira? Okay, typical 90 Day Fiance fashion. They give us this huge amount of info in the last episode that Amira did not get on the plane, and we were all biting our nails wondering, well, what happens? What happens to those two? Well, guess what happened in this episode? Nothing. We did not get to see them, which is just like, why? So the next week, I believe, is the last episode. Let me confirm that real quick. Okay, yeah, I'm right. Sorry. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, that is the case. That's right. Okay, so next week is the last episode. Then we have a 2-part tell-all baby, and I am so chippery and excited because I love tell-alls, and the only thing I love more than one tell-all is 2 tell-alls. So we have 2 tell-alls. It's gonna be freaking amazing. So Yara, or not Yara, oh my god, I can't even freaking talk. Amira and Andrew, we did not get to see them. However, we got to see a little sneak peek for the next episode, which is the last episode, and that's when Andrew was like, oh my gosh, she didn't get on the plane, I guess we're done. And then, you know, and then I believe Andrew told his mom that she had an anxiety attack, and that's why she didn't get on the plane, in Amira's words. And the mom was like, well, how do we know that's even true? And I honestly, I will say, Andrew's mom came on my channel. I will say one thing though, as someone who has just like incredibly high amounts of anxiety, believe it or not, you wouldn't think it, but oh my god, yeah. That is honestly, that kind of crossed the line of not being cool, because anxiety is a thing where you really can't measure it, and you really can't even see half the time. I could be having one right now for all you really know. I'm not, thank God. But, you know, it's like you really don't know. And Andrew's mom was not there. And I get where they're kind of coming from, because he was paying for everything. And I understand why they could be like, that's weird, shouldn't get on the plane. But still, it's like, to cross that line and say, how do I know if the anxiety attack was fake? Andrew's mom, that's kind of not cool. That did cross a line, honestly. So that kind of peeved me off a little bit. I was kind of like, ooh, that, you know, Andrew's really kind of showed, he just keeps showing these sides, and it's so weird, because like when he talks, he has this big smile, and he's all happy, hey, but then it's like, we'll see stuff about him, and it's like, God, this guy does not seem very nice, so I don't know what to think. I don't know what to say. I just am going to stand here and say it's not looking very good. And when Andrew's mom made that comment about Amira's anxiety attack being fake, I was kind of like, oh, that was just not a good thing to say. So we're going to have to wait and see for that. But then Stephanie and Ryan and Harris and the whole freaking rest of the world, yeah, they weren't on it either. But we got to see in a sneak peek that Stephanie ends up going back to Grand Rapids. She takes the immigration papers and she lights it on fire, and she stands there and she says, goodbye, Ryan, hello, Harris. And it looks like she actually ends up FaceTiming Harris's baby mama. And I'm sure the baby mama is just like, who are you? What are you doing? You know, and she's probably going to say to Stephanie, hey, I'm still with Harris. I guarantee you guys, I would not be shocked if, you know, the baby mama thinks that she's still dating Harris, something stupid like that. Because Harris, I'm sorry, but he kind of comes off like a complete freaking liar to me. So not much is going to happen with them, I don't think. And the only thing I can tell you about the tell-all is I am so excited, number one. And number two, I don't think Stephanie was there, y'all. I really don't. I do not think Stephanie was at the tell-all. I had her on my channel. She never mentioned a tell-all. The only thing she mentioned was she was freaking mad at TLC, and she was like getting ready to, now I don't know if she ever did sue them, but she was like getting ready to sue them. So of course, I'm not sure they didn't invite her to the tell-all, and I'm so curious to see how they're gonna kind of position it. And I'm sure Sean's gonna make up some excuse like, you know, Stephanie isn't here because of XYZ, but it's like, oh no, she's not here because she is mad at y'all. But the tell-all, we got to see Zied was there. Obviously, he'll be happy with her. I think Tariq and Hazel, we know Mike and Natalie did go there. It sounds like Uncle Bo might have gone there too, which is just freaking crazy. And because we got to see on Facebook, because Tamara, the person who was driving Natalie around, I think she even went there too. So, because she's been posting stuff on Facebook. So, we are going to be in for a very good tell-all. Well, y'all, 90 Day Fiance, we are almost here at the end of the season. If you can't tell, I am just ready to go. Well, 90 Day Fiance, guys, comment below what y'all thought of the last episode. Let me know. I am so excited for the tell-all. I love tell-alls. If you can't tell, I love tell-alls. Well, guys, comment below, hit that like button, hit the comments below, hit the subscribe, follow button, and y'all better please stay tuned for many more videos.